Conditional program execution. There are several ways of running Python programs. Some modules are designed to be run directly, and these are referred to as programs or scripts, and these are the type of programs that we have been writing and executing. Others are made to be imported and used by other programs, and these are referred to as libraries, and the math library is a good example to that. We can also create a hybrid that can be used both as a standalone program and as a library. When we want to start a program, once it is loaded, we include the line main function call at the bottom of the code. Since Python evaluates the lines of the program during the import process, our current programs also run when they are imported into an interactive Python session or into another program. Generally, when we import a module, we don't want it to execute. In a program that can be either run standalone or loaded as a library, the call to main at the bottom should be made conditional, and that is, if a condition is true, then call main. Now what that condition should be is whenever a module is imported or run directly, Python creates a special variable in the module called __name __ to be the name of the imported module. When imported, the name variable inside the math module is assigned the string math, and that's basically the file name. When Python code is run directly and not imported, the value of name is __ main __. We can change the final lines of our program to if __ name __ is equal to __ main __. And if that's true, we can run the main function. And let's test this in an example. So before we do an example with the conditional main function call, what I want to do is I want to import the math library and just test it. So I'm gonna say import math, then I'm going to check math dot __ name __, which I'm gonna refer to name from now on. So math.name is math. I can also do this. I can also import one of the files from here, which I can import any of them. This time I'm going to import the age. Now remember what the age does. So I'm going to import age. Notice that if I import age, it will actually run, because when we import this, we have a call to the main function. So we have to enter age, and then it will say you're old enough to drive. Then I can say what is the age dot name, and it will say then the age.name is age. Notice that this is the file name. However, if I exit this and actually run age with an interactive Python shell, which again will run, but if I say what is the name here, so name will be main. So notice difference. When we imported age, the name was age, file name. When we ran the age directly, the name is main now. So this is what we're going to use. So let's go ahead and open our quadratic function. All right, so this is the very first version. Notice that this one will crash if there's no real roots. But for the purpose of this program, we're going to assume that we know we're going to enter the values that actually have roots. All right, so here's what we want to do. I want to create or define a new function called quadratic, which will take a, b, and c as 3 arguments. All right, so it will then calculate the root 1 and root 2, and it will return root 1 and root 2. So I'm also going to take these two, put them here. Root 1 and root 2 will be quadratic A, B, and C. And I will print the values here. So you probably should know this already, but notice that we have an ABC here and an ABC here. Although they have the same names, they actually refer to different variables in different environments. So let's go ahead and save this as number 4. Okay, so that's the file name. So remember, this is the file name. So from here, I need to exit this first. Let's clear this. So the first thing I want to do is I want to run Python to interactively with quadratic4.py. Okay, so the program runs directly, and as far as the functionality go, it will do the same thing, except that now we have a function that does it. So let's say 1, 3, and 2. It will say the solutions are this. And what I can do is I can say, what is the name here? Remember, the name is Python's a variable that Python creates, name. And this will be the main if we run directly, and it will be name of the file if we import. Okay, so I'm going to exit this. Then I'm going to run an interactive Python shell. This time I want to import this. So to do this, I'm going to say import. So name of the file, and again it will run. Oops. Okay, so we got the roots, right? So, and again, I keep doing this, but I'm gonna check the name again. Name here is, or we should say, quadratic 4 dot name is quadratic 4, whereas here it was actually main. All right, so what I want to do is, since I imported this, I want to use this function. That's the reason I want to import. I want to be able to use this function without calling this program. So in this, to use that function, I need to say file name or library name dot the function name, and I'll pass 3 values. Let's say 1 and 3, and let's say -1. And then here are the roots. Okay, so there's actually a better way. We don't have to do this. What we can do is we can say imp from library name quadratic 4 import all. So in this case, I can actually use this function without referring it to the file name. Here we go. So what I want to do now is I want to put a condition on before the main function. I'm going to say if the name is equal to main, which means that if I'm actually running this directly, then call the main function. If I'm importing this library, do not call main. So let's save this and let's exit this first. So if I call the quadratic function directly, notice that it will work 1, 3, and 2. However, if I open a Python shell and if I import the quadratic 4, it will not run anymore. So what I can do now here is that I can go back to the line where I actually use quadratic 4 dot quadratic and then run this function.